Hello! This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie. Haven't watched or read shit in like 2 weeks.
Oh
Um,
man, it's,
uh,
it's
other
dying
than
around there.
other than work-related stuff, I've been tracking down things to put on the podcast.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
understandable.
Um, Although I do now possess a copy of Junji Ito's Tomie, so I may read that at some point
Nice.
and talk about it on the podcast.
Aha.
But there's an instinct in me to save that for an occasion in which I do not have the internet and just want to read a
Yeah,
book.
it's probably a good idea.
But anyway, how are you guys?
Hi.
I'm Blackle.
Whoa.
I haven't been here in a while. I've been really busy with a whole bunch of bullshit.
It's been a
Um,
while.
Haven't been here in so long. I forgot that you go first in the introduction order.
yeah.
I was like, wow.
But yeah, I haven't watched any anime much recently. I did read Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf to myself in the bathtub with the most outrageous British accent I could muster. So that was fun.
This is an anime.
That is a type of anime. They should
Yeah.
make an anime of that, I think, actually.
I think they do a good job.
Do you
Yeah.
remember Les Mis? Do you really want this to happen?
I think they should also keep the framing device of Blackle in the bathtub.
Yeah. Let me read you all the
that's
tale, and it's just
essential.
me in the tub alone.
Yes,
inside you are
essential.
inside you are two wolves. One of them is Les Mis anime, and the other is Gankotsuo.
Yeah, because Genkotsuo slapped.
Anyway,
Anyhow, hi, I'm Joey. It's my turn now. I've finally
It's your turn.
remembered that I'm second. I haven't I haven't been watching anything. I've been keeping up with my couple little shows that I've been keeping up with. What is it? Dan to Dan. I've been poking around at Kaiju number 8 a little bit, the manga specifically. But other than that, I mean, I haven't been doing much.
you haven't watched any more Beck Mongolian Chop Squad.
No, I'm not going back to that one. I'm sorry.
I was complaining about that on Tumblr. I was just like, am I cursed to be alone in watching a chill out anime?
Why must I be the only slice of life enjoyer? I did see that post, and I looked the other way.
Do you guys want some news?
Yes.
We have a number of newses, equally good and bad, so I have staggered them.
Uh-oh.
So we're gonna start with the ominous, which is Katakawa has confirmed Sony appears to be interested in acquiring the entire company.
What?
Which Katakawa, the giant of Japanese publishing that has its fingers in all kinds of video games, anime, and manga, has announced that Sony has sent them a letter of intent that suggests that they may be interested in acquiring their whole company.
Wow.
Which would
All
give,
right.
which is kind of ominous because it would give Sony sort of a whole vertical integration of a huge segment of the anime industry.
Ruh-roh. Scary.
We don't like market concentration. It's
No.
usually bad.
Usually bad.
Market concentration is what leads IP holders to say, we can do whatever we want. We can make whatever slop we want, and you have to eat it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't like it? Okay, we're just gonna vanish this content.
This is goodbye. It doesn't exist anymore.
Not ideal.
You will watch Harrison Ford's CGI AI generated body in the new Indiana Jones movie because he's too old to ride a horse.
No, I don't want to think about him.
No one can do this to me.
But we've got good news, which is, hey, a bunch of pretty good anime films are eligible to win Academy Awards.
Nice.
Or Oscars, excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know the difference.
The Boy and the Heron already won an Oscar.
Yeah, that's true. What other contenders do we got?
in this upcoming one, the 97th Academy Awards, the eligible films, anime films, are The Colors Within by Science Saru, Ghost Cat Anzu, The Imaginary, which is an adaptation of A.F. Harold and Emily Gravitt's novel, produced by Studio Panak, that's Studio Ghibli alumni. Look Back.
Look Back.
And the Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim
Sweet.
are on that list. It's a pretty strong list. There are 31 contenders in this category, though.
Wow.
But each of these can also go on to win recognition in other categories, such as Best Picture. So
nice. Very cool. I didn't know they made
good.
A movie of Look Back.
They did make the Look Back movie. I was considering going to see it in theaters, but I didn't want to be grown man in his 30s going to see an anime film alone.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, bad news. Hey, if you've ever bought anything from the Good Smile company, don't do that. Just don't do that right now.
What happened?
Good Smile Company US has had a security breach that was apparently leaked on Reddit via a warning for people not to buy things from them, because apparently they have had unknown parties have had access to the fucking credit card data inputted to the site.
No, that's really bad.
Which is really bad.
That's dire.
And the original post was, despite this ongoing breach, they have not issued a public statement or taken sufficient action. And now that we're hearing about it, of course they have.
Yeah, of course.
That's dire, though.
That's really bad. Oh my god.
Good Smile sells a lot of things related to anime that that our listenership might be interested in buying.
Scary.
So yeah, don't buy things directly through them through their website. If you must buy something from them, get it from somewhere else. Okay, back to good news.
Okay.
Long running manga Nana is coming back, despite being on hiatus since 2009 due to its author Yazawa's health problems. Yazawa says, quote, "I will finish Nana."
Nice. My confession is that was one of the options I was going to bring.
Mm-hmm.
You picked Plastic Nissan instead. We almost watched that one.
I hear the anime is good.
I hear the anime is good.
But yeah, the road. Let's see. She laid out a road to return, which is she will continue to focus on managing her health, which remains a priority. That she plans to work on the manga little by little as her condition allows, and legal documents related to the series return will reportedly take like 1 to 2 years to process.
Okay.
Fans have said it's found from what it sounds like a component of her illness might be rheumatoid arthritis, which explains the long hiatus.
Yeah, that makes the prime component of doing the art a lot harder.
Yeah, quite difficult. It's quite difficult to draw if all your bones are swollen.
Yep, not good.
Anyway, I hope she has an easy time finishing it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had some options to bring, but you guys told me that you wanted the gun.
Kill us. Kill us.
So I need you to pick a number from 1 to 6.
Hey, Blackle, come here. Blackle, come over here.
Okay.
We gotta strategize. What are we gonna pick?
Because if it was 1, that'd be too easy.
Yeah,
that'd be too predictable.
It can't be 6, because that's too predictable. It's also like, what do we think about?
Right, but if 1 and 6 are both predictable, that means that also rules out 2 and 5.
All of the other numbers are predictable. Fuck.
Right.
Shit.
So we're safe.
Okay.
So we don't have to pick a number.
What do you think? 4?
Sure.
Okay. We've conferred. 4. 4 it is.
Okay, I could hear that. I was just right here. And I
shit.
must confirm that you did in fact have to pick a number.
Wow.
Yeah, we picked 4.
But this time we're going to watch Lost Song.
Lost Song.
Well, it seems like we found it.
And that's the kind of middle-of-the-road, kind of enjoyable slop I've come to expect from the gun. I keep putting borderline ecchi in there, and you guys keep pulling out Netflix originals.
We're just like, kill us, please, and you're just like, time to shoot you with the most nothing sauce.
With the most lukewarm bullet.
You sprayed us with like a super soaker that was like not even half full.
Full of room temperature gazpacho soup.
I would have rather died. I would have rather you killed us. At least then it would have been fucking funny.
The thing about this is it's not even bad. There are parts of this that are kind of interesting.
It's not it's like not terrible. And but also it did have moments that made me laugh, but probably not for the reasons that I should have been laughing.
Blackle, allow me to convince you of at least one positive.
Okay.
But first, read this blurb because you're never here, and you have to read it this time.
You have to do it this time. We gotta make Blackle do it.
Lost Song tells the stories of the cheerful Rin and the reserved Finis, 2 songstresses who are capable of performing magical songs. Rin grew up in a remote village with her family and was taught to keep her power secret, while Finis lives and performs in the royal palace.
Yes?
Palace.
There's more.
There's more.
What? Oh, I was scrolled up. A little. It looked exactly like it was just that one sentence. Oh, fuck. Okay. Rin's happy and peaceful life is shattered after she saves an injured knight named Henry Lowbert with her song of healing. She was seen by soldiers who proceeded to attack her village in hopes of capturing her. With nowhere else to go, she and her inventor brother Al begin a journey to the capital. Finis finds herself falling in love with Henry, and knowing that the greedy and spiteful rich Prince Lord Bernstein IV desires her, he must hide their relationship. She wants to help people with her songs, but with war on the horizon, she worries that Lude will order her to cast her magic on the battlefield. Only time will tell how her destiny and Rin's will intersect as the two of them struggle to find their paths.
Not Prince Rude.
me on the battlefield, cutting a rug, singing the cheerful pop song "Oh Aqua" as I drown a legion of enemy soldiers.
I'm a Barbie girl.
Yes.
This is exactly. a very FF10 core scenario.
Actually, it's very funny that you say that, because the very first note that I wrote on this paper is this the end of a Final Fantasy game? What's happening here?
So we open on a very Final Fantasy scene. You're correct. The two of these, Rin and Finis. We will see their stories later, but the two of them are straight up standing in a orbital like orchestra pit.
Yes, like water, and
it's flying. It's fully flying because you can see the planet below them, and they look like they are about to begin performing. By the way, the orchestra guys in this and the nobles later are horrifying. They are real eyes wide shut shit. They're all wearing like Venetian half masks.
Yeah.
To make them featureless, and I don't know why they didn't think this was really threatening for this opening scene.
I don't know, but obviously this is our flash forward.
This is a flash forward. This is where we're going.
Yes.
These two will be united. Also, Al is there.
United. Al will be there. There are no stakes. None of these characters are going to die for the whole series. watch and find out what happens to them.
Al, I suppose I'll take now to say is one of the cheaper Luca Chrono Trigger knockoffs I've ever seen.
He's got the dopiest hairdo I've ever seen.
He's got a dopey hairdo. He's got like glasses that are like kind of weird, but not goggles. They're just kind of weird for being kind of weird sake. But yeah, we do we go to the Finnis scene after this where she does the Aqua song?
I don't actually know. I
Where
think
she
there might
sings
be some
about water.
It's either that or there's some shenanigans with the kids in the woods.
Yeah, it's the kids first because they're on the
Yeah.
hillside in the meadow. I have some slight affection for Rin because she looks and acts just so dumb.
Actually, Finnis is stupid too.
Finnis is also stupid, but not in like
Yeah.
In a
but
different
Rin is
sort of
They're
way.
all not
Rin is
very
like
smart.
cuter, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
If it Finnis would have to be like a lot dumber to match the energy. She'd have to be like real bimbo core.
It's funny because all of the people were watching her and they're like, wow, she's so stupid. That makes her cute. And I'm just like, I don't know if she's stupid enough.
She's not dumb enough to be. She just can't
Wasn't
find her
there
way
a moment
around.
where she like is like all the roads look the same and the fucking like
That's what I'm
helpers like
talking
no they
about.
don't.
Yeah,
That's the exact same
her
moment.
lady in waiting is just like, no, they don't.
He was lost in the fucking garden. Like, hello?
She needs to be brought in from the rain. But
Anyhow, back to the children.
but she's beautiful, so I don't know.
It's fine.
Morally gray. Anyway,
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what to do with that?
is there a she's hot so it's morally gray except for people's relative levels of intelligence?
Maybe.
God.
Actually,
Whatever.
yeah, probably.
Let's not get into this.
No.
So yeah, the kids are on the hillside talking about the capital, talking about how boring country life is. Al wants to go show off his new invention to them. The bigger sister, whose name I straight up can't remember. Oh my god,
Mel?
Mel. Yeah,
Was
Mel.
it Mel?
Tells you how many characters are in this because she appears on this list on my anime list, despite not having a very long lifespan.
Yeah.
Well, she's not dead for sure, even though she's dead for sure.
She's dead for sure. She's. We'll get to it.
They didn't put her
They didn't
body
even
in a wood
sing.
chipper
They didn't even
or anything.
try. I mean, they did actually.
She tried.
She had performance anxiety, which you know what, I don't really blame her.
Fast
But
enough. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll get to.
Yeah.
We'll fucking get.
but let's
to
get
it.
to it. So yeah, they're discussing it, and Rin is talking about it. It's just like, I want to go to the capital, and I want to sing for everyone. I love to
I want
sing.
to do it now.
That is what I do. And a man in a priest's cassock is coming up the hillside, and he's just like, no. And she's just like, come on, everyone's so fashionable there, and I bet if I sang for the Royal Orchestra, he's just like, that's not going to happen.
No, singing sucks.
Singing
Grandpa.
Singing is shit, and you're stupid. That's kind of how he comes off. Although later we will be told this is not the case. But if it's not the case, she's a fucking child, my man.
She doesn't. Yeah.
Just explain your reasoning here.
Yeah, he's a little too mean to her for no reason. But
he doesn't know how to parent.
Yeah.
But which is funny because he has grandchildren.
Die, Grandpa, die.
And he's just like, that's a bunch of bullshit, and you're not going. I forbid it. You don't sing, and especially that song. Not allowed. Go to hell. And then she leaves, and Rin is just like, I'm gonna do it anyway. You old fuck.
You old piece of shit, sack of shit, Grandpa.
And then we have to go to the capital because the capital's where it's at, of course.
That's Papa.
They don't even fucking name this city.
No, it's just the capital.
It's just the capital.
Even I think on the map, they show the map. It does not specify
the capital. The town of the capital. But yeah, it is it's a slightly more upscale fantasy town. It's not an isekai starting town, I'll give it that.
Yeah,
It's got a hill
it's
in the
got at
middle.
least like some like pillars and like bridges or something.
Yeah, it's got a hill in the middle, and that's where they put their castle, which is the
Yeah.
smart place to put it. So,
Yeah.
um,
I actually, for the most part, don't mind like the background work in this show.
yeah, that's all. It's all relatively
It's
solid.
like okay.
The animation is sometimes a little suspect,
There's
but
places it's dodgy.
yeah, in the capital, Lady Finnis is going to sing her song. Everybody's fucking pumped about it, including the nobles and her scary orchestra. Um,
They're like, this is gonna be so cool, and it
and
was. It's cool.
she sings "O Aqua," the song about water, and makes some water.
Somewhat,
She
yeah.
literally just summons forth a large amount of water, enough to
Oh,
form like a
God.
waterfall.
Oh man, she's destroyed the laws of conservation and physics. Oh man.
Oh no!
Oh
Oh,
man.
oh man,
This
she's destroyed the material cycle.
this
But
has some deep implications.
I
Yeah.
don't know what's worse. Did she take it from somewhere else, or
Oh
just
God,
make some
maybe.
new water?
Yeah,
Both.
both options are really bad for different reasons.
This is a relatively small amount of water, but it could get bad if she
It could get
continues to
bad.
do it.
It could get bad real fast.
So yeah. Everybody thinks this is rad, and they're just like, wow. Lady
Wow, cool.
Finnis is so powerful. She's like a goddess, and she's also beautiful. And then she gets lost in the garden trying to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like in a way that makes sense. Like she just
No.
doesn't look in the correct direction at any given time. It's like watching a Let's Player play a game you're familiar
It's
with.
funny because like she looks like she's purposefully trying to go in the wrong direction.
It's like she's doing a bit. But
It does look like she's doing a bit, and it's really funny.
and anyway, as this happens, as her aide finds her and walks her away, we get some sort of Greek chorus chatter that tells us sort of things that's going on. It's just like, oh, she's so beautiful. It's just like, did you know she's going to marry into the royal family? Oh, she's marrying the prince. What a shame. After
Keep your
which
voice down.
we are immediately introduced to the prince, and I look at him and I go, of fucking course. This man straight up looks like he's from Ranking of Kings.
He does. Holy shit. Oh my god, he so
He's
does.
a fucking caricature of an evil prince. He has purple hair.
I drew a sketch of him in my notes. That's
It's
just
very
the
good. It's very
worst
funny.
little frowny face, and he's crossing his arms, going, "Harumph."
He's like, I'm Prince Rudo. Which, by the way, in the My Anime List blurb, they do call him Prince Lude.
Like, yeah,
Like
Lood,
LOOD, which is very funny.
It's very funny.
I'm not sure which is funnier, Prince Lude or Prince Rudo.
Rudo.
I believe we cut back to Rin now. That's just how scenes in this go. We do one with one and one with the other.
Yeah.
And we cut back to Rin, and this is after. Oh yeah, and there was a stupid scene with Al where he's just like the engineers in the Capitol have to take me seriously now that I invented this automatic apple peeler, and it just shoots the apple.
The apple goes flying into the distance, and you never see it again.
I thought it was gonna like explode.
You've created a gun, my man. Put some explosives in it; they will take you seriously.
Like weaponry for our war that we're going to talk about soon.
We're going to do anime war even. We're going to do fantasy, like Final Fantasy type war. War is coming. With who? I don't know.
Doesn't fucking matter. It's just a war.
This is part of where there are some positives to this, in that it does capture a very classical feel for like Japanese fantasy in places.
Absolutely.
This is whether this is a positive is really dependent on your taste. Did you like Final Fantasy games for one thing?
Are you 10 years old?
Are you
might enjoy this.
Are you a 10-year-old boy? Or girl? Actually, come to think of it, I knew many girls who were super into Final Fantasy. So
I probably would have been into this as a 10-year-old. I'm not a 10-year-old right now, unfortunately, for this show.
We should note that whenever they sing these songs, they actually sing like a whole song. And both are talented singers.
Yeah, it's sounds pretty good, actually.
There's nothing to really fault them on for that.
Yeah.
Not exactly to my taste, but they are talented. They have powerful voices.
It's like almost like Disney core music.
It feels a little
in
bit
a sense.
But yeah. So we're gonna go back to Rin, and Rin and the friends in the attic are bored as fuck. Is the issue. Also, there is a scene where Rin is sleeping on top of a sheep, and I think that's very cute.
It was cute.
It was very funny. It was very cute.
Yes.
So point in its favor.
There was a sheep, and it was cute.
good establishment of this girl character and the kind of things that she does. But yeah, she's already bored, and she's just like what do just like what say we the three of us go to the capital, and Al is just like I'm not sure that's feasible, and he rolls out a map, and he's just like, you see the capital here? Our village is way off the edge of the map.
Yeah. That's how you know it's dire.
If only we had like the money to like buy passage on a flying machine. This triggers Rin to sing a song about flying, which helpfully does not cause her to fly. So I think it's
just a regular song instead of a magical
regular song. I think the magic songs actually all have specific lyrics.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It makes me wonder how Rin knows her song. She must have been taught it at some point.
Good question.
And they do that, and then Grandpa hollers up and is just like, I need some help. Will two of you, like, will one of you help me down here? And will Rin help me down here? And the two of you go to the forest and get some nuts. And she's just like, oh, I wanted to go to the forest. And her sister Mel is just like, I'll stay here and help. You go with Al to the forest and get some nuts.
You better go get a lot of nuts
Get a lot of nuts.
I don't know why this made me laugh so hard. It's like, go gather some nuts.
Because you can't say the word nuts without laughing.
Yeah, it's not possible.
But yeah, she's just like, okay, hype, and she jumps out the fucking window in the roof and jumps off the roof. I was just like, you can break your damn leg, kid.
Yeah, that's what we were joking about. It's like, she's not gonna break it because she's magic, and then the kid came in after her, and we're like, oh no, his legs are gonna be broken.
He's fucked. He's gonna have to make a cybernetic leg for himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe your song about flying did help, but yeah, we got to cut back to to finish the bimbo songstress.
Yep.
Yeah. All of her songs are just the air escaping her, the cavity in her skull, where her brain should be.
You're making me like her more and more. I think she's funny now.
It's not really earned.
No, it's not. But it's funny, and I'm like, wait, no, I kind of stand
creating a headcanon for a character from one episode of a show. So yeah, we have a scene with her where she is in the royal chambers with Prince Rudo, and they're having fucking mimosas or some shit. And he's talking with some of his armed men. Oh wait! We
need the sword fight first.
Something. Yeah, we have to do the sword fight. So yeah, they go to watch the sword fights, the duels, which is apparently a contest, and we have to meet Mr. What's his name?
Henry Leobold, I think.
Henry Leo. Also, and this is written as Leo Bort, which I think is very good.
Leo Bort.
Bort?
It's terrible.
Who's Bort? But yeah, this is where some of the animation falls down. Because yeah, they just sort of bang swords for a minute, and then one guy loses, and just like which guy's going to lose immediately.
Yeah.
Because it's protagonist versus one goon.
Yeah, yeah.
This man is goon coded. This man has goon physiology.
Not only that, but when you see our good friend Henry, you look at him and you're like, oh, this is the protagonist of all time.
No, I hate that. I hate that I hate that we could honestly just point at any character in this show and tell you whether or not they have a fucking goon phenotype.
Yeah. Oh God, stop it! I'm gonna kill you.
We're not
I'm
doing
gonna kill you
phrenology
in
on this
real
fucking
life.
podcast, okay?
You
You have to
see,
take it back.
you see, he's got the notches
No.
for goonhood on the back
Oh,
of his
No.
skull.
No.
Oh,
Anyhow,
no.
Henry Leobold has won this fight, and he is the most stereotypical
He's
princely
a
blonde.
nice boy.
He's fine. He's a
He's
nice
just
boy.
a standard issue anime nice boy, which, by the way, sometimes people take for granted in that some of the anime nice boys aren't nice at all. They're
No,
just kind of neutral. He at least
he's like
offers
actually
his hand to
nice.
his opponent and is just like, "Hey, did I hurt you? I'm sorry."
Only to be very strongly contrasted by Prince Rude.
By Prince Infinite Mascara Snake Chan. He's so evil.
He's so
He's
evil.
so
He's
evil
like,
already.
he's just like, huh? Well, congratulations, Henry. You shouldn't have thanked your opponent. You should not have
You would
shown
be-
an iota of mercy.
You would, if this were a battlefield, you would be dead.
You're just like, it's not a battlefield, you bitch.
It's
Go
like, why do you gotta
drink.
be? What the fuck's wrong with you? Do you need some fucking water or something?
Go drink a little drink.
Are you dehydrated? You need a Snickers.
Go eat a Snickers.
So yeah. After this, we may have fucked up the scene order by this point, but yes,
It's fine.
we do have the these scenes may be connected anyway. Well, she does go and see Henry Leobort.
Yeah, Finnis has to be like, oh well, I liked that you were nice at the end.
I
don't like fights.
I like that you weren't a cunt about it.
He's like, yeah, I don't like fighting. She's like, yeah, me too.
And he's just like, anyway, there's gonna be a war.
And she's like, oh man, yeah,
Oh
me too.
shit. Oh shit. Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah, that's true.
But there is also a scene in which she is in the prince's chambers and they're having like fucking mimosas or some shit. And she's talking with him and he's just like, I'm going to have a banquet soon. We're going to have a gathering of the nobles. So prepare yourself to sing for that. She's just like, I'll sing the song of healing. And she's just like, yes. And it's just like, your song the other day went incredibly. He's trying to like compliment her or butter her up for some reason. And she's just like, thank you. And he's specifically the Song of Water. It's just like, now, even if the drought continues, we'll never run out of water. And he's just like, oh, that's just to create a water barrier on the north side of the castle. And she's just like,
but the people are thirsty.
But what about the people's water? And it's just like, it's not for them. If they can't buy water, they should fucking die.
It's so fucking funny how
he's so evil.
He's such a piece of shit.
I'm kind of turning on him. He's so evil that it's turning around to be funny.
Yeah.
See, you had the Finnis moment, but with Prince Rudo.
He's just so evil. I can't not like him.
He's such a prick.
He sucks so bad. It's hilarious.
He's almost got some like fucking Emperor Palpatine energy to him. But anyway, yeah, he's just like anyway, I plan to have a war, and you're gonna cook it for me.
Yep. She's like, oh man.
She's just like, oh man.
I guess I don't have a choice because I'm marrying you.
I don't want to do a war.
Oh man.
Anyway, it's time to cut back to the kids because they're doing stuff in the forest.
Yep.
For about 1 nanosecond. They're out there looking for nuts and stuff. And they wait. It's Mel. We need a tiny scene with Mel and Grandpa so that Grandpa can have his redemption arc before he fucking dies.
He gets 5 seconds of this. It's fine.
Oh no, wait, that's later. I'm so confused.
I know.
My brain is bad today. So they're in the forest, and they run into somebody. Like they hear a noise and they're just like, could that be a boar? And she's just like, oh, fucking sweet, ham sandwiches for tonight. While Al is just like, boars kill people.
Oh, Al is correct.
That thing's going to eat us. Do you not understand? But it's not a boar because it's fucking Henry Leobort.
Henry Leobort is not having a good
He's
fucking
in the
time.
forest. One of his legs from the knee down is fully encased in ice, like an ice cube, which I think is very funny for some reason.
It's really funny because they're like, "Oh God, we have to
Oh,
save him."
We have to save him, and then they sit there for a second, and my brain like mentally inserted the dialogue of, "What the fuck do we even do about this?"
Well, what I thought was funny was like, "Oh my God, he's going to be the first person that's ever died from frozen leg."
Yeah, like this is because I want Al to like pick up the leg and just like this has never happened to anybody ever. How does this even happen? Anyway, Leo Bort's in a kind of in a bad situation.
He's going to fucking die.
So Rin is just like, there's not enough time to take him back. I'm gonna sing that song, and he's just like, but didn't Grandpa say you were forbidden? And she's just like, I'm gonna do it.
And let him fucking die.
And she sings the song of healing, which manifests as a rainbow. Which I don't know. Fuck, I guess it's okay.
It's charming. I didn't mind the song of healing. It was fine.
It's an okay like shorthand for like the magic of healing, which is hard to represent anyway in a way that's non-horrifying.
Actually, what I thought this reminded me of is like this looked like a 2007 anime AMV. That's the kind of energy that it was bringing, and I was a little bit here for it. It was like fine.
But yeah, she thaws Leo Bort's leg, and he wakes up, and he's just like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
He's like,
Who are
"Whoa,
you
what happened to
people?"
me?" And they're like, "Oh, we used like really good
We used the
medicine."
best medicine in the village, and he's just like, "Well, I have you to thank." And then a tree behind them like turns into ice and falls down, and he's just like, "Oh shit, we better go."
The ice is still here.
And Al is like, "This is not possible. This is physically impossible." But don't they know that there's people in the capital who do magical things all the time?
Yeah, this is a good question. How much they know about the situation, but
yeah.
They might not know because he lives really far away from the capital, and it doesn't seem like this magical healing singing is like common.
There's also a random. There's another guy with the goon phenotype hanging around, and he hears this, and he's just like, "Wow, that's pretty interesting." He walks away.
Gonna take this to the boss.
Anyway, they run away from the fucking scary ass ice fog, which is actually quite actually affecting if you think about it. It's not particularly well shown in the anime, but the idea of like fucking Ice 9 gas slowly chasing you through a forest.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it's not great.
We've already seen what happened to poor Leo Bolt's leggy.
Yeah, he got cartoon frozen in an ice cube, but you don't want that to happen to you.
Ice cube around his leg, and that's not good.
Anyway, a big tree freezes and falls over and separates them after he pushes them forward to avoid their deaths. And he says, "You've got to run. You've got to go. These guys are after me." And well, first of all, they hadn't seen any guys, so that had to be alarming. Wait, she's just like, "Wait, there's guys involved?"
There's guys, huh? I thought it was just scary ice fog.
So they start running, and actually they end up hiding in the hollow of a tree. And now we cut back to Grandpa and Mel, who are just like, "Wow, they're late." And he's just like, "It's because you let them go to the forest by themselves. You're older than them. You should have gone." And I'm just like, he's right, actually.
Yeah, probably.
This is like standard fairy tale shit. Don't send the older sibling with one of the younger siblings. And she's and they get into the subject of it's just like, "Hey, I think you should let Rin sing." And he's just like, "No, fuck that. Songs are bad. Music is shit." And she's just like, "Why do you hate it so much? And then do you hate her because she's not related to us?" And then he's just like, fuck."
No.
He's just like, "Okay, I got a level with you. Yes, I do love Rin as one of my own grandchildren. But okay, listen. The bitch has magic, okay?"
Yeah. She's like, "Whoa, that's crazy, Grandpa."
He's just like, I'm going to tell you this. You don't tell them that. And she's like, wow. And then we cut
She's
back.
not gonna fucking get the chance, is the thing.
Then we cut back to Rin and Al, who are doing the Lord of the Rings thing where they're hiding from the Nazgul, except it's just a bunch of free range goons searching for them.
Free range goons.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are really archetypical, like fantasy anime goons.
Like pretty much all the characters
They're
in this show are a little archetypical in
they're
some way. Let's give it that.
they're like
But
so generic.
These guys are especially generic in some
They're like
way.
armor is just like flat gray, and they have like regular long swords, and their armor is a little angular but a little round, so it can kind of split either way, whether it's good or bad to see the goons coming.
So
They look like they were made in a press mold.
One of them almost gets close, but then Al tricks them. He tricks them with his barking dog invention.
Yeah, he made a horrible little dog that barks when you squeeze a bladder of air that comes out of its back. And he's just like, oh, it must have been a dog.
It's a dog.
What a waste of time.
Huh. Okay.
And they all leave? There's a scene, at the end of the scene we were talking about before, a bunch of these dudes came into town with clearly a villainous soldier man. And he was just like, hey, Grandpa, whose name is actually like
Hawk Ray, I think.
Hawk Ray. It's just like long time no see, and they all draw their swords on him.
Yes. It's like dun dun.
Rin and Owl come back to town, and it's on fire in the JRPG style. Except this is a little more intense because they actually find their dying fucking relatives in there.
Yeah. Okay. This scene fucked me up because I was like, oh, okay. Well, sometimes we get a scene like this in, children's shows where, it's very, like, very mild. You see Grandpa dying on the street and he's like, wheeze, X for eyes. They go and they find Mel and they move like some boards off of her and there's like a bunch of blood and I literally yelled, holy shit.
Yeah, she is bleeding out quickly, and Grandpa is fucking dead. Implied to have been stabbed a great deal. And he's got a stupid little piece of paper with a rune on it, which was shown earlier. But we don't know the significance of that, so I didn't really bring it up.
They'll probably explain it.
And now we cut back and forth between Rin and Phineas at the same time, because Phineas is at the gathering of the army with the prince, who gives a speech about how we have to draw our swords or they'll take our history from us. Real fast shit, actually.
It's not good. It's really bad, actually.
Not liking him so much anymore. He's
no.
He's on some real. He's on some real, like, which way Western man shit. I don't like.
Prince Ludo canceled once again.
But Phineas comes out and starts singing the song of healing for them because that's what she does with the fucking Eyes Wide Shut orchestra. And this is where the show reaches its best portion in episode 1 because it's cut together real well. Because it's cut between the two scenes of them finding Mel uttering her last words, and Rin singing the song of healing at the same time as a duet, but not in time to save her from death while crying big Studio Ghibli tears.
Yes. There's rainbows streaming between them. It's good. It's a good scene.
This was actually affecting.
Yes.
So you have to give it you have to hand it to them.
They did good for that part.
And that's pretty much the end of it. The end of the episode. It ends strongly. And if I had to give them credit for the writing, they have laid out pretty much a perfectly acceptable episode 1, in that they have stated their like story statement, what's the inciting incident, and you can predict what the path is going to be from here.
Yes.
Even if it's kind of bland in places.
It's a little bit like I've seen this a lot of times, I feel like.
I have seen this a lot of times, and there was something a little charming about how how sort of classical it was in places, but also the animation fell apart in some places. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
when anybody tried to fight anything, and sometimes whenever Rin was just skipping along.
There were occasional moments where I felt like the characters were sliding across
It
the
felt like it
screen,
was like kind of weirdly
Yeah.
interpolated in
gliding.
places. Anyway, I'd like to hear you guys' opinions about this so that we can please God not name this episode the Goon Phenotype.
No, you could just call
I-
it Free Range Goons, because that was also funny.
Yeah. I think that I really didn't like this. I think that it was very bad and stinky.
I knew that you
And,
were gonna have
like,
that opinion on this.
I just want to make y'all be aware of this, but every single, like almost every single fantasy content I consume feels
Hmm?
like this.
Hmm.
That's
Like I feel like
unfortunate.
I feel like, so if you're watching like a random like anime that's like takes place in fantasy, this is what it feels like to me.
That's really sad and
I'm
tragic.
sorry to say.
Because
I'm-
I know that we've definitely watched
Michael,
much
I've
better
got to
than
say,
this.
we've seen much worse
We've
fantasy.
seen much worse on this podcast.
No, but I mean, like this is like incredibly forgettable. Like this is like the most forgettable, in my opinion.
I don't
Like,
know. I feel like that honor's got to go to some isekai.
I
Yeah.
feel like we've also watched much more forgettable than this. But like, the
That's
thing
true.
is
But I
that
guess we
like
forgot it. How would we
this-
ever know?
well, yeah.
Yeah, we done for fucking forgot it.
Okay, the thing is for me, I'm not mad that I saw this. I'm not mad at this show. I'm sure it's filling its niche. It's just it was bland. It didn't really take a lot of risks.
Yeah. You're
It's
saying
one
it
of-
was beneath you.
It's one of the relatively few musicals we've seen.
That's true. I mean, yeah, we haven't like watched a lot of shows where they just burst into song in
I
the
think
middle
it's
of an
like
episode.
this and like Healer Girl and maybe
Yeah.
something else. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, that is to say, I might have watched this through if I was like approximately 10 to 12 years old. I am not that age. I am not gonna go back for more of this. It's just something that I'm gonna.
I feel like this is decent, like boy fodder. This is some.
Boy
this
fodder?
is, you know.
I'm
This is,
sorry.
this
One
is
more
some-
time.
This is some 12-year-old chow.
Yeah.
It'll
Right?
keep. It'll
For
keep.
children.
It'll keep the kids fed if they
It'll
watch
keep
it.
the children sustained through the winter. The fact that you
Yeah.
called it boy fodder is very funny
So
to
funny.
me. I thought
Don't
sounds
don't
like
don't keep saying it. It gets more nefarious every time it's said.
Boy
I
fodder.
thought you were talking about the characters in the episode and was like, for
No,
surely
no.
not.
No. This
We're
is
starving for boys in this episode.
no. I was referring to it as like ground product for boys. You know, puppy chow
Right.
for the 10 to 12 crowd. I wouldn't be mad if I found my daughter watching this because she likes sing girls.
Yes,
you know?
exactly. If a child needs a show, like please, by all means, this is probably for them.
6 out of 10.
Some children, they want a nice bland episode, a little bland, and that's the other thing. It's not very long. It's a basic, easy little story. I'm sure. We're judging it based on the first episode. Who fucking knows what happens for the rest of it? What if it just goes
Who
crazy
fucking
on
knows? Who
episode
fucking
2?
cares?
What if it just goes crazy
What if
mode,
it goes-
like
it goes
straight away in
fucking
episode
ape
2?
Just gets completely
It goes
bonkers.
fucking
Like
crazy mode.
She learns how to sing. Like I just learned a new song. It's called fucking "Split the Atom."
Yeah. I was just thinking about like, hey, a magic system can change a lot in a story, and I was remembering that part from Earthsea where the lady is just like, I ran hot lead through their bones.
That
They will
fucked
die
me
of
up.
it. And I was just like, Ren is gonna
Not
learn how
the
to
spell
vibrate
of boil
people's.
their marrow.
Yeah,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Ren is gonna learn how to fucking gonna learn the song "Liberate Skull."
I'm gonna
He's
learn the
gonna
skill
learn
singlet
power word
oxygen.
scrunch.
Anyway,
Power word, high-powered X-rays.
anyway, if the camera didn't even go on him. Anyway, if you're out here in the Wizard War, only armed with level 2 poison, you can tell us about it at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
And that is one the word, not the number. You can ask us for advice on leveling up your torment spells. We're
He said the 10 hells and everyone turned inside out.
We'll teach you how to do Eternal Torment. We're at One Episode Cast on Twitter and Blue Sky.
I will teach you the greatest curse, Francophone eyes.
Frank, yeah, there we go. Yeah, oh no, it's already working.
I've already done it to Black Hole.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Good
You
episode.
got me.
Good talk.
Have fun,
See you guys
everyone.
next week.